So, Society of the Snow, right? The new film from J.A. Bayona is now on Netflix. Bayona also co-wrote with Jamie Marquez, Nicholas Casriego, and Bernat Villaplana. It is based on a book, right, by Pablo Versi called La Sociedad de la Nieve, which translated is the Society of the Snow, right? Um, yeah, so the film is produced by dum, 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 uh, Berlin Atienza, Philip Bolus, Sandra Hamidia, and J.A. Bayona. It is executive produced by Santiago Lopez Rodriguez and Lilia Saina. It is associate produced by Pablo Versi and line produced by Juan Lavas and Margarita Huguet. Michael Giacchino handles the music. Pedro Luque, cinematography. Andreas Gil and Jami Marti edit the piece. Maria Laura Bush, Javier Brea, and Iasad took care of casting. Alan Bien, production design. Art direction is Serafin Gonzalez, Carlos Jacques, Hedvig Curley, David Temprano, and Matt Zugamadi. Set decoration is Angela Nahum with Julia Suarez on costume design. So the cast, we have got Enzo Vogrinkic Rolandan is Numa Turcati. Matthias Ricault is Roberto Canessa. Augustin Pardella is Nando Parado. Thomas Wolfe is Gustav Zerbino. Diego Vegazzi is Marcelo Perez del Castillo. Esteban Cucarica is Aldolfo Fitio Strach. Francisco Romero is Daniel Fernandez Strach. Rafael Federman is Eduardo Strach. Felipe Gonzalez Otano is Carlitos Payaza. Augustin Delia Corte is Antonio Tintin Vizintin. It's a lot of hard pronounced names. Valentino Alonso is Alfredo Pancho Delagio. Simon Hempe is Jose Luis Cuche Inserate. Fernando Contigini Garcia is Arturo Nogueira. I mean, there's so many people, man. I'm going to leave it there. But the gist of the film is this: in 1972, the Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571, chartered to fly a rugby team to Chile, catastrophically crashes on a glacier in the heart of the Andes. Only 29 of the 45 passengers survived the crash, and finding themselves in one of the world's toughest environments, they are forced to resort to extreme measures to stay alive. I mean, 29 out of 45 people surviving a crash is frigging remarkable in itself. You know what I mean? Because this plane disintegrated. Right? I mean, this is the 70s. Health and safety was a lot different. And like part of that, because I know regulations came in on how long a plane could be in service for, right? It's just things like that that weren't there at the time. So the way this plane just fell apart, 29 is real good. But this is a story that you heard about, right? This got referenced a lot back in the day, you know? And it was just hard to believe, right? You heard these people crashed in the Andes and made it out. Like it's just like how, right? And not all of them made it, but just the fact that some made it, you're just like, I don't understand. But it's one of those things where you're trying not to go into too much detail because it's not a nice story. You know what I mean? It's just horrific. But there's been countless films and TV shows that have used the themes of this story. And that's the struggle for survival, right? The what would you do scenario, right? What lengths would you go to survive? And so, yeah, I was curious. I didn't actually know that's what this film was about at first. You know what I mean? But yeah, because we start off and we see this rugby team and the camaraderie between the players and everyone, and how they're convincing their friends, come on this trip, it's going to be great. Oh, we're going to have fun. And then they're at the airport, photos, just, and then there's all these other people on the plane as well, girlfriends, parents, just all of that. And so, they're on the plane and you're just like, okay, how is this gonna? And I have to say, I think the crash is like 20 minutes in, and the way they show this crash is frigging crazy, right? It's the impact. So you're seeing the seats just all compress, and people get slammed into the ceiling, into the walls, into the windows, right? The like bones break. It looks like necks have probably snapped. You just see it all. And it is, I mean, it's a remarkable feat to capture that kind of footage. Like the way they put all that together. I have no clue how they did it. But it looked great for what it is. But it's so just like, God damn. Like, do I want to continue watching this film? Right? Just because now, listen, I've seen gnarlier shit, right? Bloodier shit. But this is a real story. This is a real story, and it's gonna get worse. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch this, man. I really don't know. Am I in that, mindset for this shit? But I continued watching it. And man, like it's hard to like. I didn't like it, right? It was just a tremendous feat putting this all together, right? And just trying to get that feeling, that sentiment of all these things that happened. That it was very well done, but I did not like this film. It is just, oh god damn, it was relentless, man. Like it's a long film, you know? It's like what, 2 hours and 20 minutes roughly, right? I mean, another big thing is it's a Spanish film, right? So obviously it's been dubbed, which definitely appreciate, because there's no way I'm doing 2 hours 20 with subtitles. You know what I mean? Like doing a short film, a 20-minute film with subs is difficult. And especially with certain languages. Like Spanish is a fast language. You know what I mean? It's not really very slow in the delivery. No, it's very fast. So yeah, but doing subtitles. So I appreciate the dub. It's just a lot of times with dub stuff, it 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 doesn't feel like the voices are coming from these people, which obviously it's not. They're not, right? And you're thinking, does that voice match that person, right? So there's an oddness in that, but cinematography wise, editing wise, acting wise, all of that jazz, like this is very well done. It's just showing these scenes and oof, like these people having these conversations, right? Of, okay, so we're gonna have to eat people, and just those conversations, right? It's just grim, but very well handled. I'm, oh, some of the music, right? Because it's the music, it's like, oh, sentimental scene. It's like, I could do without that, but yeah, just some of these shots are incredible. And it's still, even though this is a real story, right? So we know the outcome. Just the ending bit, like, I don't know how that was done. I don't know. Because rock climbing, that's a phew, that's a feat, right? You might think you're in shape, but you're using different muscles, right? Walking through snow again. You might think you're in shape. It's different muscles, people. Like it takes it out of you. Then you've got altitude sickness, right? So all of these things, 72. We don't have, the clothes are different, right? There's no, fabric back then that's keeping you warm and dry. There's no merino wool, right? Waterproof was like something not everyone has. You don't have the same walking boots or just anything like that. So all of those things, then you add on to people that have lived basically on no food for 2 months. I do not know how the fuck they did that. I don't know. They're not really wearing gloves, so I'm just surprised any of them have fucking fingers, right? With the frostbite, the frost freezing on the face, just all of these things. I don't know how this was done, but it was, and it's incredible. So look, we've had films that have kind of looked at this, stuff like well, we got Alive, right? That was something that dealt with that kind of stuff, survival. Um boy, Man, there's just been a few, stuff like Everest and, things like that. Right. Then you've got stuff like The Grey, which I don't believe The Grey was based on a true story, but, you know, right? The Impossible. So you have these films of these crazy things, and especially films that have dealt with this actual thing, like Alive. I believe the TV show Yellow Jackets, right, is about a kind of similar thing. I think I've not seen it yet, but I think it's about a girls' football team, soccer team, right, who survive a plane crash. So they have to eat each other and all of that kind of business. I believe that's what it's about. So it's one of them things that has been utilized because this is such a crazy, horrific story. So yeah, if you're down with that, right? If you're, in that frame of mind to deal with this kind of shit, boom, check it out, people. Check it out. But understand, this is not a happy film. And even at the end, because you're just thinking, right? Everyone's taking pictures, the journalists are there and all of that. But these people, this will be with them probably every day. You know what I mean? Maybe every hour of every fucking day. Right? It's not something that leaves you. So, and then once people know, oh, you ate people, right? It's, it's insane. It's fucking insane. So yeah, if you're in a mindset for this kind of story, it's definitely powerful, people. It's definitely powerful. You know what I mean? And it's on Netflix. So, Society of the Snow. It's out. It's long, right? It's grimy as fuck, but it's based on reality. It's something that happened. So yeah, it's man, it leaves a mark. Let's just say that. All right. So yeah, didn't love it, didn't like it, but boy, this was something. This was something, people. So yeah, maybe check it out.